Even this country's greatest thinkers knew our best investment for the future was improved education. But just like gaining employment, education for a veteran with brain injury can be difficult.
Because back when I came back here to YSU in 1968. And back then you were on your own.
Coming back, you have a hard time relating with anybody because you get used to hanging around the same group of people. I mean, you live together, you eat together, you party together, you know, things like that. And you come back and, you know, your circle's kind of limited for some people.
The major institutions, the major state institutions are great because they have every bit of education available. However, they also have throngs of people. They also have big, wide open campuses. So many of my young heroes could not find their way on those campuses.
We were out of our element here. We didn't know what we were doing, and we were on our own, you know. And I think we lost in that generation a lot of guys that wanted to come to college, knew they didn't belong here, and they left. And there was nobody here to tell them, if you want to do this, you can do it.
Many veterans strive for the college experience after their military service has ended. But the effects of brain injury can hinder a vet's ability to focus and retain information, causing many of them to give up on the dream of a degree.
So we need to have individuals within the educational system who understand this. One of these individuals is Dr. John Shoup, who is a chemistry professor at Cleveland State University, who developed the SERVE program.
Well, SERVE stands for Supportive Education for the Returning Veteran. And I created it, first of all, I'm not an administrator, I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not a vet. I just teach chemistry. And the idea came from me because a student called me up in the fall of '06 with a chemistry question, and then it went into how she finally could succeed for the first time on campus, for the first time in 10 years. From that then, I had to find out, was she normal or was this an anomaly? Turns out it's normal. The vets don't succeed at school, even though they have the money. So I said, well, why? I don't know why. So I went to the VA and asked the Vietnam vets. And I asked them, and they told me, they said, John, our biggest problem was when we came back to campus, we couldn't focus. And we couldn't focus on the teacher, we couldn't focus on anything. I said, okay, there's two reasons for that, in my opinion. Environment or the person. I can't change the person, let me change the environment. If I take all the civilians out and put vets in, will that work? I don't know. But as a scientist, it's an experiment. So I give them the first exam. So they sit down, they take the exam, they get up, they turn it in. I'm like, okay, no one freaked out. And I graded it. Higher average than my civilians.
The results of Dr. Shoup's SERVE program are encouraging. And just in case you missed it the first time, listen once again to the results of his vet's first college exam.
Higher average than my civilians. I said, okay, I don't understand. I was going to find out why. And what I realized was, when they're in the military, they are trained to evaluate the environment. The environment can kill them. The environment you got to look out for. This assignment won't. The assignment won't kill me, but the environment will. So if you got civilians all around you in a room, and they're all moving and have backpacks and everything else, that environment can hurt me. I'm worried about them and not the environment, not the assignment. So take out the civilians, you put all vets in, right? They're all on my side. They're going to kill me. I don't have to worry about them. They're fine. Now the assignment becomes a priority. That's what changed everything. That's why they didn't freak out. That's why they aced that exam.
With the influence of Dr. Shoup's SERVE program, as well as other similar programs on campuses around the country, colleges can see an increase in the retention and graduation rates among their veteran students.
Civilian grad rate is 30%, okay, in 5 years or less. Veteran grad rate, 3%. My vets right now, the first vets coming out of the SERVE program are graduating this spring, 42% of them are graduating. And I still got 4 more still on campus right now. So I may get a 70% graduation rate from that group. And retention rates, I got between 85 and 90% retention rates, all right? My GPAs are above 3.5. This is for first-year semesters. And it's the same everywhere I go with this kind of concept. And Jimmy's, here at Youngstown State, similar success stories.
With such different experiences than those of civilian students, many veterans struggle to fit into a traditional college environment. Veterans organizations, which should be encouraged on college campuses, can help to introduce fellow vets and assist them with their transition into college life.
I got to thank them for, when I came on here to register, I didn't even know about it. And I came in, I talked to somebody as I was going through the registration, and they were like, oh, you need to go over to the Veterans Affairs and talk to Jim Olive.
When I was given the job, I was free to do what I wanted to do with the office. They gave me that autonomy, which is great. The administration has been very supportive.
And his program is phenomenal because it allows a veteran to have their classes the first year with fellow veterans.
It's a lot easier to learn because, you know, most of us that are veterans aren't fresh out of high school.
A lot of professors here, they're sympathetic to those who are in the military. They kind of try to know and understand what you've gone through.
Well, that's our job. That's our mission, to make that easy, because I think if they're on their own, we're going to lose them.
Normally at the beginning of every veterans class, at the beginning of the semester, you know, you get up and, you know, you tell your story, you know, what you did, where you're from, and the instructor will do the same thing, and then right off the rip, you have that comfortability factor that everybody has a story to share.
I could tell right away when I walked into a class the first day who, you know, who's been in the military and who hasn't.
How I compare to other students, how punctuality is huge.
They know what it takes to finish a mission and finish a project, and they'll do it given the right environment.
We started a Student Veterans of America organization. We joined the national chapter of it.
The student group, I think, is a brilliant idea. Paul needs to get a lot of credit for starting that.
We have military-only classes where they can go hang out with your buddies, so, you know, be like back on the camp, so it'd be a slow integration process to get them back into school life.
It'll help you make contacts within the university. You know, it's kind of like a frat. You'll network, you'll meet people, but it's also people you can relate with.
You know, they try and get as many veterans as possible to take the veterans-only classes, so, you know, they stay stable.
We have a couple guys in our student group that have suffered from PTSD, and mainly those are the guys that, you know, it's the hardest to bring them in here. They don't want to talk about it at all. That's what they're worried about. It's going to be like therapy or something. That's what I've been trying to get to some more fun events to just get them to come hang out and have a good time.
And again, with the veteran programs here, GI Bill, and everything else that's helping me fund my college education, it's made the transition easier.
We watch out for each other.
I think the veterans group is great just because it allows you to network, it allows you to be with people you can relate to.
The two best moments of my life was the graduation of basic training and making a dean's over college.
Congratulations, man. That'd be a great thing.
This place, Youngstown, and YSU, and Jimmy Olive is just taking us off, and I'm so happy for all of it.
I vowed that we would not lose any veteran that wanted to come to college, and that's our mission. That transition is critical, so we're here to say, if you want to do this, here's how you're going to do it.